It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. World is chaotic, my friends. We're going to get into it tonight. Tyreek Hill and all. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Sports Wheelhouse. What's up, everybody? It is the Sports Wheelhouse here on the AAT Sports Network. Welcome to everybody in Facebook land, in YouTube land, nobody in Twitter X land, because Twitter X is stupid.
Basically.
It's dumb. And I hope that they see it, because it's stupid. I was hoping you'd do the whole show with the basketball on your head.
Yeah, I think I wasn't getting good circulation to my head, and I didn't really want to be stupid.
I mean, that would be even better, because that's when you'll say the most shenaniganery things.
I mean, I got a gold mic, so here's what it is.
That's true. So welcome to Sports Warehouse. We have a lot to talk about tonight. And again, it kind of went back to the usual, which is JD and I had a conversation a couple hours ago. We're like, do you want to do it? Podcast? And we're like, yeah, let's podcast. And I had a full show ready to go. JD has not seen the topics on the wheel. But I'm going to be honest, I think we know some of the things we're going to talk about.
All the things.
I do think we know some of the things. So don't forget to comment and don't forget to subscribe. Just to the AAT stuff in general, to the D2N stuff in general. We got some good stuff, and I feel like that's good enough for using with the word stuff. I'm going to pull up the wheel and let's wheelie get into it. All right. I have so many thoughts on all these topics.
It's gonna be games.
Oh.
Let's go.
Let's jump right into it, shall we?
This is my wheelhouse.
As we know, college football is officially back when teams that aren't supposed to lose games lose some damn games. So this weekend saw some big teams lose some big games.
Yes.
We saw Michigan lose for the first time post Harbaugh.
Yep.
Which wasn't really a surprise.
It wasn't a surprise, but it was how they lost. It was
We saw the number 5 ranked Notre Dame get straight up slapped around by a team that did not belong in South Bend.
Yep.
Which was also, they actually paid Northern Illinois to come and beat them. That was my favorite thing.
That's always love. Like back in the day, even when we used to be like Appalachian State, like they would go be App State would go beat everybody. That was love, dude.
What was the other big law? I'm blanking off the top. There was another huge one. I'm like, oh, how'd that happen?
We want for this
college
week?
Football this week.
I mean,
I'm blanking on. There was another one. I was like, wait, what happened?
Georgia won.
Georgia won.
I don't know.
Hold on. So talk about the first two while I figure out while my brain is going.
So which one to go with first? The Notre Dame. So I'll go Notre Dame. I'll start. That's the most notorious one. Oh yeah, Colorado got 8 up too.
Oh yeah, Colorado. I want to talk about some Colorado.
So I'll start with the Notre Dame thing. Like Notre Dame, they've been historically known for like screwing the pooch and not really living up to the expectations, and then people continuously giving them expectations. In this new regime with the new coach, he just constantly screws the pooch. Like they give him all this credit before, and then As the season goes on, their popularity kind of dwindles, and then before you know it, like no one's talking about them because they've done the thing. They basically pulling the Notre Dame, and so you don't want to see that this early in the season, especially being ranked number 5. And then they're not in a conference, so they don't have that conference championship now to kind of like hold over, which is going to kind of help teams like Clemson and stuff like that to kind of still get in. Even though Clemson has the bad loss to Georgia, which now looking back on it, it's not that really bad of a loss. Like that's.
I mean, listen,
Georgia's
they
the
did
number
not
one
look
team.
good. They did not look good.
Well, they did last week.
They did last week, but again, they were playing Appalachian State.
Well, we know we just talked about App State is known for going and beating people, and so it's not a foregone conclusion. I think Clemson's a lot better than maybe I thought. I think having to deal with Georgia week 0 is a huge thing. I'm still not impressed with Dabo. I'm still not impressed with Kate Klubnik, but I feel a little better going into the rest of the season. And then to piggyback off that, who'd you say the first one was? The first one,
Michigan lost to Texas.
Okay. Now I told you I had them losing, so I picked them to lose that game in my pick'ems. But I didn't have them losing by as bad as they lost. But they got just routed.
Mm-hmm.
Got just straight up routed, and they looked like they didn't deserve to be on the field with those guys. And there was no point in the game where I was like, "Oh, they're going to make a comeback." Like they couldn't get anything going. It just was bad for business, and I don't know what they're going to do when they have to play Penn State or Ohio State now. It looks like it's going to be really bad.
I hear what you're saying about Penn State, but they struggle with Bowling Green.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what they're going to do against Penn State or Ohio State. Oh, they're both better than Bowling Green.
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, look, Texas. So let's start breaking some of these down. Then we're going to spend a little bit of time on Colorado because, holy hell. So Michigan lost their head coach, their NFL caliber head coach, right? We know that. They lost J.J. McCarthy, and then J.J. McCarthy lost large parts of his knee in the NFL. We knew that Michigan was not going to be the same level of dominant that they have been.
Right.
That's fine. That's fine. But for them to go against a Texas team, which chronically over the last couple of years seems like they have been dealing with a quarterback controversy because there is a Manning in the quarterback room. Like it's Ewer's job. There is no question that it is Ewer's job. But there is a Manning in the quarterback room, therefore he should just be the quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean, Ewers he's the man, and it's kind of like if Ewers wasn't as good as he is, then we would be talking about Arch Manning. And I don't think that. I think this Arch Manning. I think this whole this Arch Manning sitting behind him experiment is going to fail. Like waiting his turn. I think that's going to fail soon. There's too many places for him to transfer and so much big money. Even if he just goes down the street to Texas A&M, I do think that he's going to make a move. I love Texas though. I love that they play hard. They're very aggressive. They put you in the mind of those old Texas teams, and I think Texas might actually be back. They seem very formidable. They were formidable last year. So like I would say if I gotta kind of throw them in there towards being in the end of the year, I think they're going to be there. And they'll be trying to get them a national championship.
As far as the Notre Dame thing goes, look, they have everything going against. Look, they're always in the talk for the college football playoff because they get to choose their own schedule, and they usually run the table or do a pretty good job of running large portions of the table. They're screwed this year. Like Northern Illinois University came in, held them to 14 points, and won. Right. And my favorite thing is, again, they're talking about the quarterback play because, again, we all know that it's only the quarterback play that matters. Like, Florida State has DJ Ukulele or whatever his name is, who's on his 75th team. Right.
No, he's only on his third team, but the first one he didn't do good with, and they should have known. It wasn't Clemson. It was definitely him.
Yeah, DJ Ukulele, right? Mahalo. But
ukulele.
Right, ukulele. So There is a picture that ESPN posted of the kid playing quarterback for Notre Dame, right? And he's passing the ball, and he's curled up like this, right? The laces, much like it should have been an Ace Ventura, were out.
Yeah.
My brother can't even hold a football.
Listen, I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm just gonna throw it out there. College football is going to have a lot of great parity this year. If you've been used to one team running away like Georgia, it's like really Georgia and then everybody else. I'm being completely honest. I think it's Georgia and everyone else. I think it's been that way for the last few years. Even Alabama struggled. They struggled their last week as well. So,
but again, Alabama's going to struggle because Nick Saban was Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting into new regimes. You're getting into new teams, kind of trying to set themselves apart. And on top of it, but that's good for football. I'm being honest with this. The playoff expanding, you get more of a March Madness type feel where some teams that necessarily might be on the bubble may actually get a chance to go take a shot at this thing. And I do like that.
And now with 12 teams in there, it does matter that look, the highest 4 conference champions get the first 4 buys. And then after that, it is an absolute free-for-all.
Yeah. I mean, think about if you're that team that gets that first home game after you just maybe won or lost your conference championship, and that you get a home game in your place in a raucous crowd in a playoff environment.
Number one, you're going to make a killing financially.
Oh, yeah. Like those games, and it takes it away from those weird-ass bowls that they kept playing every so often when most of the kids would sit out. So then you get a Tostitos bowl with Johnny Go Lucky that hadn't played in like the whole season, but he's playing because everybody else on his team is getting ready for the draft. So it's going to add some parity. It's going to add some money to some of these schools.
It's also going to add potentially if you're in that first game. It also is going to add 4 more games to your college career, which means 4 more opportunities to hurt your draft stock, whether through statistics or through injury.
Hey, but that's what we do it for. Like and you could say that. Like you could say I had a great regular season, I'm gonna shut it down.
Right.
But everybody wants the opportunity to go win it, and that's the beauty of March Madness and basketball.
I'm curious to see how many people opt to sit versus opt to play.
They're not gonna. No one in the field of 12 is going to opt out. Not one person.
Well, I was trying to segue using the word sitting to the Colorado game.
Whoa.
Because after getting absolutely sat down up and down the field, Shedeur Sanders said, "That's my time. I've been great. My offensive line has not. I'm out. See you later." What is going on in Colorado, JD?
They just ran into a buzzsaw. Like, unfortunately,
they ran into a real football team, right? Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just ran. I mean, the buzzsaw. I mean, Nebraska's a good team. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be the first to admit that Nebraska's a really good team. And they got a good defensive line, and they exposed what we already knew about Colorado. We saw it in the first game. I mean, they won that game, but they still had some of those same problems that plagued them last season were still there. A lot of the inconsistency was being able to pick up blocks.
Colorado was still a 3 or 4 win team last year. Like, are we way overhyping this squad again?
No, I don't think so. I think they made some changes, but you got to think about it. It's going to take years to get the type of caliber player that makes them competitive.
But they already have Heisman caliber players. They've got Shedeur Sanders. I mean, they've got these guys that Dion is individually bringing in that are going. Hunter is a first round talent, but these 2 guys aren't enough. And again, we know that it's more than just 2 players. I'm playing devil's advocate here. But these guys are going to go to the NFL, and they're going to be back at square one.
And they may, but I will be the first to tell you that all these top teams, like all these, you know what makes Georgia a great team?
The way that they are constantly retooling and refueling.
They're retooling guys, and they're starting with their defense and offensive line.
Right.
And
you build on the lines. We know that.
You know they build on line. So like every year they're recruiting offensive linemen, big, huge, beefy guys. They went and got the kid that played with LeBron that hadn't even played football. And they're gonna teach him how to be a defensive end. So I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, they're doing things that most people don't think to do, and it's paying off. And right now, Dion just doesn't have the caliber of offense or defensive line. And I have a hot take. You ready for this?
I think it might be along the lines of a hot take I was about to share, but go ahead.
My hot take is that Dion is long from there next year, and he's at Florida State. That is my hot take.
I will see you and raise you. I don't have him at Florida State. I have him in New York.
With the Giants?
As the head coach of the Giants, coaching Shador, be QB1 of the Giants next season.
Because he's already made comments about basically he doesn't follow his kids. His kids.
I mean, he literally has followed his kid.
No, but he got the job in Colorado, and then his kid came. He got the job in Texas, and his kid came.
Okay, now look, I know that's the narrative, but you can't tell me that behind closed doors wasn't a package deal.
No, I mean, I think
if the Giants end up with the number 1 overall pick in this year's NFL draft, and they get to choose, Shador Sanders will go number 1 as selected by Deion Sanders, new head coach of the New York Giants.
But that still plays hand in hand to what he's saying. I told you.
Yep, Conway's ready. Yep, Prime going back to FSU. Tons of NIL money. Book it. But Prime doesn't need NIL money.
Listen, it's not about the NIL money for him. So this is what you need to know about Dion. This is my expertise right here. This is where I become how you are with baseball. So there's a couple different reasons why Dion will end up at FSU. One, they are badly in need of a reboot. They thought Napier was going to be the guy. He is not. I think Napier's the guy there now, but maybe Napier's there. I can't remember who it is. But he was basically supposed to restore it. They never would give another coach time to even like build the program. With Dion, they would give him time as being an alumni there, and they would allow him to get his own recruits because you can recruit at Florida State. You can't recruit at Colorado. Like you can't recruit guys to go to college. I mean, you can. You got some guys here and there, but not the way you can recruit at Florida State. Florida State has a big history of college football. Dion's alumni there. And I think if you're being completely honest, he can out-recruit somebody in the state of Florida.
I agree. And look, I say the whole thing about the Giants, but I would struggle to see a Cowboys legend becoming the head coach of the New York Giants. I would. I don't see that necessarily happening. But at the same time, I do see if there's an opportunity to. I do not think that Deion Sanders will be the head coach of Colorado next season.
I don't foresee it either, unless something happens on the way of like with his kids, like Shiloh just had the surgery on the arm, so he's out for the rest of the season. I think. I don't see him returning to Colorado for that. I definitely see there being a change, regardless if he win, lose, or draw for the rest of the year. Shador's gone no matter what, and barring him getting injured, which Lord forbid he gets injured.
I think it's going to happen. Like that offensive line of Colorado is awful.
They're god awful, and he's running for his life.
I didn't realize just how awful was until I saw awful.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't even have time to blink. And to be honest, they got Colorado State coming up this weekend, which will be a good one to watch. They'll put on a show. Like he'll put something on paper. It wouldn't surprise me if Deion doesn't shut him down mid-season.
Yeah, to protect his draft stock.
No, just to protect him. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Literally protect his draft stock.
Yeah, like
not going into training camp.
Yeah, I'm with you though. Yeah, protect them because they can't keep him upright. So he's only end up getting hurt.
I don't know, man. It's Yeah, he needs to damn run. It's all on QB. I mean, listen, he's running for his life.
Yeah, but
That's
it's not
what it
the
comes
same
down
type
to.
of running. Like the play that Dion is drawing up, they're great plays. I mean, he's got a really good offensive coordinator with the right offensive line and a quarterback like Shadur. They could really be dangerous. You seen them week 1 when they played a team that was kind of similar to them as far as size. Like, also, you're not. Colorado doesn't have the type of team to take on a Nebraska and be competitive because they don't have the same size of guys.
And I can tell you, having coached enough youth football, like I've coached middle school football, I've drawn up plays. We've been very successful. I've coached youth football, I've drawn up plays. The plays can be as simple as possible. The plays can be complex. It doesn't matter. You can play and play and play on paper. But the problem is, if you don't have an offensive line, it doesn't matter. If it breaks down because two guys are blowing up the A gap, it's over. It's done with.
Can you post this comment by Don?
Yep. I was getting to it. Yeah. So Conway says, did you see the post game of Miami, Florida game where they were telling the Florida State recruits to come to Miami? Yo, the Miami swagger might be back.
That shit's, I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. It'll be all good until it get cold.
Well, yeah, no kidding. That's most Florida teams.
Well, it's gonna be all good till it get cold, and they gotta deal. I mean, even in the ACC, you still gotta deal with it. Like nobody, and I mean nobody in their right mind is going to go to Florida right now. Like
I'm a one up that, and as we'll discuss later, ain't nobody in the professional athlete world wants to be anywhere near Miami right now.
True. I mean, okay, so let me throw this out there. So I just want to, because we're talking about it now, as far as the mind. Like when you see these guys are going to recruit and they're like telling other recruits don't come here, like that isn't a girl. I mean, it's not really that big of a flex.
No,
like it's not. I mean, it's more trash talk than anything. I don't think any of these guys are going to say, "Oh, I'm not going to go here because they got punished." Like, no, because every kid thinks that they can turn it around. But I promise you, those same recruits that are lining up to go to Miami and if Dion shows up at Florida State, they're going to Florida State. Period. They'll be in Tallahassee. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, it goes back to what has happened in the NCAA basketball thing, where the coach is the bigger name driving factors.
Exactly. Like, let's just be real. Like, culture is what people are going to. Even in high school. Kids are going to where the culture is going to be. Like, they don't give a crap about the location.
Nope.
The location don't matter.
Who's going to get me paid?
Facts.
Like, who's got the elite coaching track record that is going to get me paid at the next level?
Oak Hill Academy is in the middle of, like, Virginia. And people flock there when they want to go to the league, when they think they got league-type talent. Like, these last chance you play, these JUCOs, that are known for getting guys to the league, like these places are in BFE, and kids go there because they think they have an opportunity to make something of themselves.
Yep.
Like, look around, Greg. Look, I'm being real, man. Like, if you want to go to Greer, bro, like if you came to Greer, like you ain't nothing really here but the sports, man. Like it's something to be said. I mean, our community is crazy. Our community is dope as far as like what we offer, as far as like the rivalry. But
sure,
it's in the middle of nowhere, man. We don't got nothing big here. We just got a Walmart and a Target. We just living.
Oh, yo, are they on opposite sides of the track?
Yeah, kind of.
Yo, is it like Crips and Bloods of discount shopping?
Listen, Walmart is kind of in the hood. It's in Sunnyside, and then Target is in like on the ritzy side.
Oh, so you got one of them Targets, that French. Oh, hold up, that's a French ass name.
Yeah, Target.
Miss Yvonne Chalet.
Miss Yvonne Chalet.
Yo, listen, can I get your number?
Can I get your number?
Gene Kelly.
Yeah, man, Gene Kelly.
I'm stupid. All right, let's get it wrong.
See, I thought we was gonna get that Sixers one.
Oh, another big one. Here we go. 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 All right. Let me ask some NFL-based questions here, because week 1 happened. Obviously, some things happened. Who to you was the most surprising put together team that you saw so far? Like a team that actually looked halfway competitive.
Kansas City, bro.
All right, wait. You can't say that the Super Bowl champions look competitive.
You said who looked the best?
No. Which team that you watched that you were kind of like on the fence about looked like this might be a good year for them?
It could be he's saying the Bears. It could be my Steelers though. It could be. It could be. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well, we're gonna pretend you didn't say that.
I was not impressed by Cincinnati, and I was
not that. So now that's what we're kind of getting into. Who's disappointed you? So Cincinnati disappointed the hell out of me.
And I don't know if it's. I don't think it's like Jamar Chase. I think it's just the team.
That's a bad team, right?
I think they're not a good
it
team.
is a team that once again is built around a quarterback. Again, and Joe Burrow is a good quarterback, right? He has won kind of everywhere he has gone, but there is a team that is not focused on the lines, which therefore means Joe Burrow is running for his life.
And if I dare to say, Pittsburgh did not look bad with Justin Fields under the helm.
Oh my God! Yes, they did.
No, they didn't. They didn't. From them saying that Russell Wilson was his guy.
Terrible.
Listen, I like him. I'm not gonna lie, I like him. You can say what you want, but I was impressed also by Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah. Listen, Derrick Henry on that offense is a cheat code. Because what you did is you took the best
with all the major running backs.
Yeah, you took a team in Baltimore who one of their strongest offensive weapons over the last couple of seasons. I'm getting there. One of your strongest offensive weapons of the last couple of seasons, Mark Andrews, was irrelevant, and that team still looked great.
Yeah, but the new kid is a beast.
Isaiah Likely, yeah. Isaiah Likely was good. I will tell you one team that I knew this team has Super Bowl chances is the Houston Texans.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Conway said your team's out there winning games without scoring touchdowns. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's regular Steelers form.
Yeah. The Bears
beat you by field goal.
Yeah, the Bears, they looked atrocious under Caleb Williams, which kind of matches everything that we said. Caleb Williams is a bad quarterback. And we're going to get into a whole section of bad quarterbacks.
I want to say this.
The Houston Texans, hold on. The Houston Texans adding Stephon Diggs to a team that already was looking as good as they were last year gives C.J. Stroud just another weapon. That is going to be a hard team to stop. And then you look at who the head coach is. That is a defensive-minded head coach. That's a good team. That's a good team.
And I like the Miami Dolphins too. But see, they're in the AFC South with the Dolphins, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough down there for them.
Yeah.
Houston got a lot to deal with.
They do, 100%. The Buccaneers with Baker. Yo, my man's got something to prove.
He's spinning now.
Baker's got something to prove.
Baker
another team with weapons. Another team with weapons, but he's got something to prove.
Listen,
the Patriots, they won a game and they doused Gerard Mayo because that's probably going to be the only win they get all season. The Chargers, they got rid of literally all of their weapons, and they hung 22 up on the Raiders, who had Gardner Minshew at quarterback, so that kind of sucks. The Panthers are atrocious. The Saints look incredible, but it was against the Panthers, so we'll see. The Eagles-Packers game. Let's spend a couple minutes on that.
I do that because I really wanted to get into that. I've been wanting to talk about that for like the last couple of days. Well, the last day.
So my takeaways, and we talked about this on the AAT Birds post-game show Saturday night. My takeaways were this. You don't play the starters all preseason. So you were going to come out looking sloppy. I was flipping out. The wife had to talk to me now. She's like, it's been a quarter. Relax. I'm like, okay. And then things started to click. Then you started to see the weapons being used. And Jalen Hurts, I cannot say this enough, does not have to do too much. He doesn't need to be this elite throwing quarterback. He needs to manage the game. The defense looks really good with the bend and don't break attitude. They got to get better pressure, which is what Mike is saying here. The edge rushers got nowhere because the grass was indeed awful. They couldn't get their gripping. I think Jordan Love going down with an injury is very sad because I do see this as a potential NFC Championship matchup, but not with Malik Willis at the helm of the Packers.
Are you ready?
I am very ready.
I'm taking notes. So first of all my Delco bros, I'm about to hurt your feelings. Jalen Hurts is your quarterback. Sorry, just get over it. There's no one else. Number 2. This game one. Like no one played the preseason, so that's a game one.
But then you see people get hurt. I'm like, good call.
Yeah, I mean it's like preseason game one of a plethora of games. They're going to have plenty of time. You have one of the best running backs in the league who just showed you what he can do if they use him. But he had 24 touches, 3 tutties. That's
3 tutties.
That's diabolical. Like
best debut in 20 years by a player since T.O., which brings me to the fact that T.O. debuted 20 years ago for the Eagles.
Fact.
I hate that sentence.
And let's just do this. I would like to do this for all my fans, like out here in the world. You now have one of the biggest receivers, one of the best route running receivers. Now you pair him with one of the best pass catching running backs and one of the strongest running backs in the game. Jalen Hurts don't got to do nothing but see. He can throw 5-yard passes for the rest of the season in nickel and diamond and win games.
I actually forgot how fast A.J. Brown is in the open field. That dude hit 22 miles an hour in the open field. Come on now.
By the way, they still got it. By the way.
Yeah, so there was a lot of talk preseason about, well, who's going to be the third wide receiver? Well, you went out and got Jahan Dotson, which is awesome. He had 1 target, no catches. Fine. But the way you need to look at this Eagles offense is, how many weapons do you have, right? So you have Saquon Barkley, you have A.J. Brown, you have Devontae Smith, you have Dallas Goedert. You have Jalen Hurts as his own individual weapon. So in reality, you're not talking about your third receiver. You're talking about your 6th weapon.
I like that.
That's stupid.
And there's a couple of teams like the Eagles that are kind of set up. I think the Ravens.
The Green Bay Packers are one of them.
Packers are loaded. Like they got some dudes, man. Like I wasn't big on Jordan Love prior to, because I'm always down with the North Dakota State.
Neither am I.
The North Dakota State curse is a big thing, and he's already starting to get banged up.
And he does not look good, by the way. Like Jordan Love, he did not look great.
I mean, the Eagles
he didn't look great. And then the injury is not ideal at all.
I think you got to give him some more credit. I think Jordan Love is a good young player.
I do too. I don't know if he was worth the humongous deal that he signed yet, but the Packers like to have quarterbacks for a decade. So,
listen, and it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Detroit looks like a studly team. The Rams can be a studly team as long as their old heads stay healthy. Like that Cooper Kupp that showed up is diabolical.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting. It was very eye-opening week 1. Very eye-opening week 1. Which so last minute deals, right? I find myself a little bothered by the trend the NFL is going with, which is players hold out the entire offseason. They miss every preseason game. They're not in camp. They're not at the facility. They hold out. And then 3 hours before their opening game, here's your payday. I find myself bothered by that.
And why is that?
I see that with you saw it with CeeDee Lamb, you saw it with Dak Prescott, you saw it with Jamar Chase, you saw it with not so much the last very second, but Brandon Ayuk, and then you got Hassan Reddick, who just got fined $800,000 for tonight's game because they still won't pay his ass in New York. And Mike, I agree. I hope Jerry does live to 150. If anybody can do it, it's him.
He is the best Eagles player that there's ever been. Jerry
I'm pretty sure in his will, like when they read his will, it's gonna be like a video will, of course, and he's gonna hit us with like the Scooby-Doo reveal, and like he's gonna peel back his face, and it's gonna be him painted in all Eagles green.
I think when you pull his face back, it's gonna be Brian Dawkins.
Yeah. Or Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey would pull some shit like that.
That'd be nice. It'd be like a good, like, aha! Just kidding. I buried the real Jerry Jones 7 years ago.
I just, but it does. It bothers me, these last second deals, though. Like, is that really where we're going as the NFL? Like, you're going to hold out until literal week one?
I think you kind of have to. I think you kind of got to keep it up because, like, right now, you have all these people, but you have a lot of people who are waiting. Like, there's a lot of people that are just waiting on the deal, like, to make your 53-man roster. You have a lot of different variables that go into it now. And the foregone conclusion is, if I'm not getting paid, I'm not risking my life to go out here. I'm not risking potentially getting injured and getting nothing. So at the end of the day,
because we've seen that happen.
Yeah, so I see it as a business. Guys like Jamar Chase, like let's say that deal doesn't get done the way it's supposed to. Then you can put him on the chopping block, on the trading block, and you can get a lot for Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase in the right hands could be a game changer.
Well, the logic is that Jamar Chase in Cincinnati could be a game changer if they had an offensive line.
Like I said, I think it's still their second best team over there. And I'm saying a lot because they damn near booty. So
I don't know. This last second deal thing really bothered me over the weekend. I'm maybe it's because I'm a purist.
I can't see. I just saw that once.
Okay. In your humble opinion, is the current worst starting quarterback in the NFL?
Who is it?
Give me your top three. Or I guess in this situation, your bottom three.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, he's real bad.
He's talked a lot of noise. And
watching him miss some of these open receivers. Look, I get it. Hard Knocks had us fooled, man. Not me. We called it weeks ago.
It's what's going to hurt me to say, man. It really is. He's one of my guys. Deshaun Watson's at that bottom of that thing, man.
Deshaun Watson is so bad, but he's not in my bottom three.
And then I'm going to go... Man, right now what I'm watching is Brock Purdy kind of screw the pooch too. With all those weapons, that dude's got like 5 fantasy points.
Okay, are you quite done, sir?
Yeah, I want to hear who else, man, because it's just bad. Daniel Jones is bad too.
The bottom 3 quarterbacks in the NFL are as follows.
I'm
not gonna put Caleb Williams there yet because it's been one game. It has been one game. It has been one game. That is not a fair sample size. It has been one game. He will be there by the end of the season when we revisit this question. In order. Number 1, the conjoined twin attack wearing the Steelers colors is number 1.
Watch yourself.
Is number 3.
Watch yourself.
It is train wreck watching Justin Fields play football and watching Russ Wilson suit up in a game that he was inactive for.
You better watch yourself.
Okay. That is the third worst quarterback over there. Second worst quarterback.
Is three being the worst or the best?
Remember, we're counting down to one, meaning one is the worst quarterback.
Okay.
Bryce Young is awful. Bryce Young.
Too.
But you know what? He had a whole season sample size, and he continues to have a whole season sample size. He is atrocious.
He's little.
And you know what? All of the intangibles were there where you could have seen that.
Yeah, Kyler Murray out there too.
Yes, you're right.
Is he number one?
No, it's Danny Pennies.
Oh.
It's Danny Pennies.
Danny Dollars, baby.
Danny Dollars. In fact, I have a statistic that I would like to share with you. Are you quite ready for it?
Let's go, man. Danny Dollar.
The statistic that I would like to share with you, if I can find where I saved it. Nope, I can't, so I'm going to have to read it to you. And I quote, since signing a $160 million contract with the Giants,
let's go.
Daniel Jones
has
thrown more touchdown passes to the opposition than to his own teammates, meaning he has more pick sixes than touchdowns to his own guys.
And that's in how long?
The last 2 seasons.
What about when he tripped over that line?
That was bad, but at least he had broken off a 70-yard run. Daniel Jones got Van Ginkeled this weekend. He literally threw a pass. It wasn't even a screen pass. It was a slant to a blitzing linebacker. Like the Van Ginkel was coming in. And he threw it right to Van Ginkel, who took 3 steps and was in the end zone. Yeah, there are a lot of really not good quarterbacks in this league. Eric, what's up? Thanks for checking in, buddy. Yeah, Daniel Jones is an absolute... calling him a dumpster fire is insulting to dumpster fires.
That's hurtful.
Daniel Jones was always going to be a terrible quarterback. He was drafted way out of his range. Mike saying he's like the guy who lies on his resume and somehow becomes in charge. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Am I wrong? Tell me that Daniel Jones isn't the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. NFL, which has Gardner Minshew starting for a team.
Isn't he with Las Vegas?
The Raiders. I would take Gardner Minshew over Daniel Jones.
I'd take Carson Wentz over Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and he's a backup.
Listen, Daniel Jones is trash.
Daniel Jones is real bad.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Remember when they tried to say he was the next Jared Goff? Oh man,
it's so bad.
He's so bad. Like, there's no words for this. Like,
and look, and Deshaun Watson is up there. We're gonna spend a whole couple of minutes talking about that guy.
Listen, man, just leave my minute. Like, not too much on my guy. All right, not too much.
Deshaun Watson.
Not too much on my guy. All right.
Oh well, hold on. We're going to talk about it. How long does it take neighbors to get frustrated and want out? Well, they unretired a number for him, so he's stuck for life.
Yeah.
He literally went to the family and said, "Hey, I'm going to be a Giant for so long. You should let me have this Hall of Famers number." And here's the thing. Malik Neighbors wasn't even the worst rookie receiver this weekend. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 1 catch.
Yeah, but he's playing for a trash-ass team.
The Giants. The Giants.
Listen, I'm telling you, bro, like, Marvin Harrison's with who? The Giants?
No, he's with the Cardinals.
He's with the Cardinals. He's got baby hands. Kyler Murray.
Are you open?
Kyler Murray and the kid from sit on the same stool to get things off the top of the refrigerator.
Listen, you be nice to the Keebler elves. They make delicious cookies. They just don't throw touchdown passes.
Yeah, true enough. It's like Hey, Mario.
And Kyler Murray is still better than Daniel Jones.
Hey man, Kyler Murray has never tripped on the invisible line, but it's like watching. It's like
No, but to
watching.
be fair, he's got to play hopscotch.
It looks like watching. It's like watching Santa Claus elves like go to make toys for the first time.
It's just like every time he comes to the line, I just like, if this is the center, I just imagine him going, "Hey, I'm down here."
Down here, bud. Like, get off my ass, dude.
Moral of the story is there's some really, really bad quarterbacks in the NFL. Including
Hey, watch your mouth.
Including Deshaun Watson.
We're not going to do too much about Deshaun, all right?
No, we are, because some news has broken today.
I don't want to hear more things about him that are negative.
Not like the fact that he's got yet another sexual assault charge coming.
Dude, that stuff's not real.
Not yet. Not yet.
It's not real.
Not yet.
If he has a sexual assault charge, it's probably on the team that he's like done so badly.
For screwing them over?
Yeah, screwing them over really bad.
Listen, Deshaun Watson signed a stupid huge deal. The amount of money that is still on that stupid huge deal is going to prevent the Browns from being any kind of successful for the next decade.
That's fair.
They can't cut him. It's like $290 million dead cap.
Yeah, but they did it because he wasn't going to leave where he was at. He wasn't going to leave Houston.
Meanwhile, Houston made bank off the deal. He doesn't look good. He's never looked good since coming back to any of the positions. And now, I mean, there's at least inklings, right? I'm not going to say that it's official, right? I'm not here to spin that, but there's at least inklings of additional charges coming out and about. Like, come on. Like, I don't know how else this guy can fail.
I'm gonna be honest with you. As a Clemson fan,
he's a Clemson guy, I know.
And as a Deshaun Watson fan for a really long time, it's crazy to see the demise of this guy. It may be the worst demise of any player with so much potential outside of like Maurice Claret.
Adam checking in. What's up, buddy?
Dude, he had so much hype. Like his first 2 years in Houston, like he was going to the playoffs. And then the stuff he wants out, and then all of this stuff starts like coming out about him. And then he has never been the same since. And if I'm being completely honest about the whole thing, it sucks because like he was a prolific college football player. Like he was prolific. Like he was, you know what I'm saying? He was him. And we all kind of thought he was gonna end up being Trevor Lawrence, who Trevor Lawrence is now. We thought that was gonna be Deshaun Watson. And I know you guys are big on Trevor Lawrence. I'll say that for another time.
I forget he exists.
Until you see the golden locks.
No, but like I think of some of the players that have these demises, like you said, right? And he's got to be up there. If he doesn't come back from where he's at right now, he's got to be up there along the lines of, like you said, the Maurice Clarets, the Ray Rices, the Antonio Browns. Like these are guys who, at least Antonio Brown, like had a Hall of Fame trajectory.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson had a Hall of Fame trajectory.
He didn't, like Antonio Brown didn't fall off until after he had already done everything he needed to do. Like he fell off towards the end, but his years as a Steeler, he was the guy.
Right, but it was drastic, the fall off, and he will never be even considered for the Hall of Fame. I mean, I even think about guys like Michael Vick. Like Michael Vick, yes, he had the resurgence, but without the prison time, Michael Vick is a sure, no doubt Hall of Famer.
I think Michael Vick is a sure Hall of Famer no matter what. I don't care.
That's a different conversation.
You got Jamarcus Russell.
I don't have Jamarcus Russell in the same category here because he never got started. You know what I mean? Deshaun Watson had those seasons. He took teams to the playoffs. He was the guy. He looked elite, and then the legal stuff started, and he fell off. Conaway just sent me Daniel Jones versus Trevor Lawrence statistics. Oh, you're gonna hate this.
What?
Trevor Lawrence. If I consider Daniel Jones to be the worst quarterback in the NFL, Trevor Lawrence has got to be the number 2 worst quarterback.
What?
Statistically.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking wins. I can't see that. You got to
No, I'm talking pass yards. Daniel Jones has more in 10 more games.
Was that 10 more games?
Daniel Jones has 10 more games.
No.
Daniel Jones in 10 more games has 62 touchdowns to 59. 42 interceptions to Trevor Lawrence's 39. And Daniel Jones is a better rusher.
I'm going to be honest with you. If you put a gun in my head today.
Yeah, I'm still taking Trevor Lawrence.
I'm still taking Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Because Sunshine got a cannon attached to his arm.
He's from California. He's a Californian.
And that boy got a cannon attached to his arm. He makes some throws sometimes you're like, damn, like that was another nice throw. And then he makes some throws sometimes you're like, why did you throw that?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm kind of hoping. And you know what? Because we're the deciders, we're going to hold the Tyreek Hill conversation till the end.
Okay.
Okay? So this is a pretty quick one. There is a town hall meeting coming up about the new 76ers arena, which they would like to build in the middle of Chinatown. I hate everything about that sentence that I just uttered.
I don't think it should be done either.
Here's the problem, right? You have got an owner of the Sixers who is not interested in the Philadelphia 76ers. He's interested in just being an owner of franchises, right? So he doesn't care if he moves the team to Camden. He doesn't. The 76ers are a historic NBA franchise. Therefore, they need to stay where they are. And Philadelphia, the core 4, really had it right by having all 4 of the biggest franchises within walking distance of each other. You've got the center of a hub. You've got, Xfinity Live. You've got it right. Moving in the middle of Chinatown, the people in Chinatown don't want it. Center City, Philadelphia doesn't want it. Camden doesn't want it. I think it would be a glaring mistake made by somebody who doesn't understand the history of the franchise. You may go now.
What do you think will happen if he sells it to somebody and they move him? Because
I would hope, in the sense of, if you think about how the commissioner has the ability to, block a Chris Paul trade all those years ago, you have to know the value that Philadelphia has financially to a sports program.
The problem is, when the team is owned by a new owner, I can look up in the CBA because I was having this conversation with one of my bros. In the CBA, a team is allowed, if they can raise salaries based on economic, like a change, like a change of location, it can change the market for a team as well, and how much they can offer. The cap space goes up because it'd be like almost getting a new expansion in a place because it helps the NBA grow.
But Camden?
No, Camden is trash. I wouldn't let my dead dog live over there.
Yeah, I hear it's pretty rough there.
So listen, all I'm saying is, if they are to move the 76ers and make it an expansion, move them to South Carolina. Like, it's time to do it. It's time to do it. It is time to do it. We are done with those freaking sorry ass Carolina, Charlotte Hornets. Like, we're done with those guys. Like, get them up out of there.
There's a couple franchises, in my opinion, that are untouchable when it comes to moving. Okay?
The Knicks.
The Lakers.
The
The
Spurs.
Sixers, not even the Spurs.
The
The Spurs
Spurs.
came on. I mean, the Spurs are about as Texas as it comes. So I'll give you the Spurs.
The Spurs have been there since the existence of the ABA. Like they've been in San Antonio.
Yeah. To me, the Sixers are in
Celtics,
that.
the C's.
The Celtics and the Sixers. There is a group of teams. Yep, great one. There's a group of teams that the history to the NBA itself, the entire entity that is the NBA, is too great to move from where they are.
But wasn't Philly an ABA team?
They were. They absolutely were. And then you look at when the Lakers had their amazing runs, when the Celtics had their amazing runs, when the Knicks had their amazing runs, the Sixers were always there as well. Right? You talk about Dr. J versus Magic. You talk about Larry Bird versus Dr. J. You talk about Iverson versus Kobe. Like these were matchups. Chicago's never moving either. Chicago's never moving either. The Bulls are never moving either.
The Bulls have 6 championships. Of course, they're not moving. So I mean, you got some.
I don't think it's so much about the championships. If it was, then it'd absolutely be a no-brainer. You could move the team. I think that historically for the franchise, right, the team is literally the 76ers. It's named after partial of American history and the Bells and all that stuff. Like you'd be rewriting. Ready? Here you go. This is going to sound stupid as hell. It sounds un-American to not have the Sixers in Philly.
They wouldn't be the Sixers anymore. They would just be a team.
And that's part of the issue. You're talking about the National Basketball Association. You're literally getting rid of an entity that is tying into American history.
Listen, the Garden, like you said, the Garden, they went exactly.
Good point.
They
might listen. The Sixers will build a new stadium. They'll build a new arena, but you're not moving out of Philly.
You can't tell me that the Sixers mean that much to the city when they haven't even made provisions for them to even have their own arena in 30 years since the Palestra.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you, and I could see a new arena being built.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like it never don't like it.
And this is absolutely, Mike. You're 100% right.
And so, if we're in a position where you're saying that the Sixers are Philly and they need to be treated, then they should be treated as such. And they haven't been. They've been a laughingstock. They had one run with Allen Iverson, and it didn't even turn out right.
I mean, they literally coined the phrase, whatchamacallit, the when you lost the tanking, what the hell do they call it?
Oh, the process. Thank you for
yeah.
Listen, I want to throw this out there real quick before we go into this. So the only 2 teams who share an arena are the Flyers, who used to be the Broad Street Bullies?
Broad Street Bullies.
And the 76ers. Neither one of those teams has had any real success since they shared an arena together.
Okay. Time out. Countering your point. So you're saying teams shouldn't share arenas?
I personally don't mind it. But
Staples Center.
Yeah,
Clippers, they never won nothing.
Listen, but what I'm telling you is one team is clearly better than the other. The Staples Center belongs to the Lakers. They're a redhead stepchild. They just be in there. It's like having a roommate. Like, do you move that roommate out even though they're paying good rent? Like, no, you let that stay. This is my house. It's my. Don't go in my refrigerator. Don't get none of my. There's nothing out there that lets you know that the Staples Center is anything for the Clippers. They have nothing out there. It's just we play here. That's it. It would be you could move the Clippers to Sacramento and you would be no wiser for doing it.
Sacramento sucks.
So all I'm saying is you can't tell me that the Sixers mean that much to Philadelphia when y'all haven't given them an arena in their own arena in 30 years.
I definitely don't want to move into Chinatown. I'll tell you that much.
He said the Wings play at Wells Fargo too.
That's true. That's true. That's true. All right. A little bit of baseball stuff. Shohei Ohtani
Shohei.
Shohei Ohtani is currently has 46 home runs, 46 stolen bases. Is he having the single greatest season in Major League history?
Is that the spectrum he's talking about?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. You know, back to Shohei.
Is Shohei Ohtani having the single greatest season in Major League history?
No, because if he had some pitching numbers right now, it would really be really.
That's the thing people forget about is that he's also still a pitcher.
Man, he's not pitching right now. Which is, hey, no, listen. Okay, this is what I thought about you. I thought about this. I thought about you because if you were to tell me that Shohei Ohtani could go down as the best baseball player in the world as an Asian man, secret Asian man. If you told me that
secret agent man, uncultured swine.
No. What I'm saying is, I'm just saying it. I know what the song is. It's Secret Agent Man. But I'm saying Secret Asian Man. Because I'm not convinced that Shohei Ohtani is not a white man with the white chick's makeup.
A white man?
He could be a white chick. But as an Asian man.
Home run. Stolen
All I'm
base.
saying is, I'm not convinced. And the fact that the guy still can pitch when he's ready, when his arm's ready to pitch, he's not even 100%.
Dude, he bats leadoff. Like, it's stupid. This guy he's a whole cheat code. He's an entire cheat code by himself.
He could be a top board.
Which brings me to this. And I found this little image a couple of weeks ago. And I wanted to talk about it. I'm actually going to go fuller screen here so you can really, really see it.
Secret Asian.
So this is somebody put together, they could retire today and still be in the Hall of Fame. So they're trying to make a Hall of Fame list. They have a probably section. It's going to be closed section and too early to call, but there's a chance section. I have so many thoughts about this list.
True.
Mike Trout, number one, is not, in my opinion, a surefire Hall of Famer. And I know that goes against everything Philadelphia. The injuries have completely destroyed his career. He has not had a healthy season in years.
I don't even remember the last time I seen that dude play.
That's what I'm saying. So to me, Mike Trout it's going to be close section. No lie.
If he doesn't play more in the next couple of years, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Verlander, Scherzer, and Kershaw, Hall of Famers. The next section, Ohtani is a Hall of Famer. Judge is a Hall of Famer. Harper is a Hall of Famer. Freeman is a Hall of Famer. Altuve is a cheater. He sucks. Machado is a Hall of Famer. Arenado is a Hall of Famer.
I think Mookie Betts is too, dude.
Mookie Betts is a Hall of Famer.
Dude, Mookie's...
Garrett Cole, Goldschmidt,
What about Acuna? Acuna's not on there?
Acuna is in the too early to call, but there's a chance.
Dude,
all the way down the bottom. I think he's got a lot of injuries going against him.
He does, but if you're gonna put Mike Trout in, you gotta put Acuna in there.
Yeah.
Ain't there with Juan Soto?
Soto is in the too early to call.
Tatis
Zach
Jr.
Wheeler is in the too early to call.
You got Tatis Jr. down there. Tatis Jr. was hurt too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the bottom half of this list. I think Jacob deGrom is a lot higher up.
Yes.
Jansen and Kimbrel are closers, but in order for them to be closers that make the Hall of Fame, you got to be along the same lines as Mariano Rivera, and I don't have either of those two guys there. But the Trout one really bothered me.
I think I would replace Harper with Trout. I think Harper's done enough.
I think Harper wins a World Series. He's absolutely there. Remember, Harper never has won a World Series.
I don't think he needs to win. I don't think he needs to win one.
But Ohtani replaces Trout.
Right now?
Yes. Right now.
I will put Mookie Betts over Otani.
Otani is a 2-time MVP, a Rookie of the Year, a 2-time Silver Slugger, a Player of the Year, a 4-time All-Star. He's got the pitching numbers. He's going to win the MVP again this year.
But is he a champion?
No, but you can't. I mean, look, we know the championships matter, but that's why Trout's definitely removed.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
This list really bothered me a lot.
Goldschmidt?
Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, he should be. He should be farther down.
Yeah, he's in the. It's going to be close, in my opinion.
I think you can move. Honestly, I'd be willing to move up Stanton into his spot.
Yep, I move Altuve. Here's my thing with Altuve, he was caught completely cheating. Yeah, so they kept his world championship, but until you put Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire in the Hall of Fame, even Sammy Sosa, you can't put Jose Altuve.
They can't do anything until they put Pete Rose in. So
Pete Rose is continuing to dig his own grave.
I know that dude's the worst.
That dude is a garbage human.
Trout will be in it. He's got multiple MVPs. Dude, he can have all the MVPs he wants, Mike. And that dude hasn't played baseball. He is the Mike Trout is the who is he compared to? Who's always injured? He is the Anthony Davis of baseball. He is street clothes of baseball. He's been seen more times in his street clothes in a Phillies hat or an Eagles hat than I've seen him literally in anything LA Angels.
Yeah.
I don't even know what team he plays for anymore.
He plays for the injured reserve.
Yeah, we gotta.
Are you feeling a little brave, my friend?
Stay thirsty, me some meals.
Are you feeling just a little brave?
He's similar to Griffey.
No, Griffey was a cultural. Mike Griffey was a cultural icon.
You stop it. You shut your freaking mouth,
Mike. You talk about soccer all you now. No.
You better stop.
No, Mike. Listen, I love you, kid, but Griffey was a cultural icon. He changed the game of baseball culturally.
I still wear Griffey's to this day because of it.
Griffey is closer to Ichiro when you talk about the importance of culture than you can possibly compare him to Mike Trout.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm gonna go deeper than that. Ken Griffey is the equivalent of Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, I'm gonna say it.
Ronaldo's won stuff though. Griffey never won a title.
I'm saying it's only because of his cultural stuff.
Yeah, well, then you've lost your argument, sir. Okay.
You have to, because who is those? The only other person who's played sports with their father is LeBron James and Bronny.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Okay. Are you feeling brave?
I guess.
Because I'm still going strong umpiring, my friend. I am at 177 games right now.
What's the cap?
What cap?
No cap.
No cap. I do have over 200 on my books, though, that I can still do.
You have 200 more you can still do?
I will get over 200 if nothing else gets rained out.
Oh, okay.
I have a play call here. I have an umpiring play call, and I want to see if you can make the right call.
All right. Let's see it.
I watched it and got it right away. Because I'm him.
For real.
I'm him.
I heard it call you Timothy.
Before I show this, are you familiar with the infield fly rule?
No, but you can teach me.
Okay, so before I show you this, the infield fly rule is only in play in specific situations as a way of preventing a team from cheating and getting an extra out. Okay, so the only time that you can even call an infield fly is with no outs or one out and runners on first and second, or first, second, and third.
So
Okay.
you can't force an out.
It's a pop fly to the infield or very shallow outfield. And this is the book language that a fielder can make the catch with an ordinary effort.
So he doesn't dive. He just walks in. And
He's literally camped out under the ball waiting for it. You with me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you this play now. Here we go.
Who's this fat guy?
Now, I'm going to play that again with sound because the commentary is top notch.
I mean, he does drop the ball, so there's that.
Okay. Bases are loaded.
Yep.
Okay.
But he pops this one up.
Let it drop.
Well, it does drop, and they're going to say it was intentional. And the batter is out. Although
It's not an out. Actually, hold on. I think it's not an out. Can I explain why I think
I would love you to.
So then you say he had to make little to no effort.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't that guy come from first?
He did, but there's a key component that you're missing. No, intent does not matter from the fielder, except in one situation, which does here.
He assumed it was an automatic going to be an automatic out.
Nope.
He dropped the ball.
He did.
I don't know. What is it?
I mean, he literally said, let it drop. I don't know if you heard that audio. The pitcher said to the first baseman, let it drop.
Right, because he couldn't run anyway.
Here is the caveat. You cannot have infield fly on a bunt.
Oh, dude did try to bunt it. It just popped up.
You cannot have infield fly on a bunt.
Ah.
Which is why the first baseman was so far in.
but he pops this one up.
Now listen here. Listen here. Let it drop. Oh. Let it drop. What you have is yep. So what you have by rule, the call is
a bunt.
It is a dead ball. It is an intentional drop by a fielder. The batter is out. Everybody else stays.
So bases stay loaded.
Bases stay loaded. You get the out. It's the same as you're playing second base and there's a line drive hit right to you and you catch and drop it right on the ground so you can get 2 outs. It's to prevent them from stealing an extra out.
Ah, that makes sense.
I'm like Rain Man. The amount of stuff that goes through my mind at any given time is stupid.
Don't we have one more thing?
We sure do. And it is the cultural topic of the day.
My God. Brock Purdy is trash.
Yeah. On the way to his game yesterday, Tyreek Hill was pulled over,
detained,
forcibly removed from his car,
detained,
handcuffed to the ground. Handcuffed and thrown to the ground.
Detained.
Then, eventually was given his citations and released, went to play the game, had a good game.
Detained.
And more information is coming out.
Detained.
Including, and I'm sure you have seen this, the police body cam footage of the entire event.
I didn't. Detained.
You did?
Detained.
You did or did not see it?
I was not detained.
Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad.
Do you have
I do have that footage. Would you like to watch it?
I got nothing better to do.
Okay. I will let you know. And, you and I are usually pretty good about having open conversations about race and things like that. I will tell you, as a white man, it bothers me. It bothers me.
I appreciate that. You're a true ally there, Chip.
It bothers me as a white man.
It should bother people as just a human. Like, you know what I'm saying? It should just bother people as being a human.
Yeah. The problem is that it doesn't. So this is the footage, the police body cam footage of the stop. If there's any point you want me to stop, remember, you're watching this for the first time. I have already watched it. I've already had some thoughts about it. If there's any point you want me to stop it, just let me know.
Why do you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it up?
Why is there 14 of them?
Hey, keep your window down. Hey,
You don't think they knew who he was?
keep your window down.
Remember, this was a game in Miami, so
Yeah.
it's
It wasn't.
shocking.
This is crazy.
It gets so much worse. Now, he rolls the window back down and watch what happens and how quickly it happens.
Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me your ass. Get out of the car. Give me your ass. We'll break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of law don't you understand? Hey,
Oh, yeah,
Drew,
they all
hey, Drew, I'm
get
getting arrested, Drew.
No, they all get fired.
This
They
is,
all
again,
get fired.
the police body cam footage. She's on the phone with Drew Rosenhaus's agent.
I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand? I'm getting out. You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little fucking confused. I'm getting out, bro. Too late.
Chill,
Too late.
Why did this police have tattoos on their
Do
hands?
what you gotta do, bro. We are. We will. Good.
Did you notice that?
That's good.
What's that?
Did you notice that the police has tattoos all over his hands?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying. Bro, y'all. Don't move. Good.
Oh, yeah, they all them got to get fired.
You set them up? Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, bro, dude, beating on my window like
Now,
you crazy. I ain't do nothing to
That car that he's talking to is one of his teammates from Miami.
I know.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey.
Now watch this part.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery in your ears when we go there. Chill, bro.
They need to get fired, bro. Like, this is crazy.
Same one with the tattoos on his hands.
Call Drew. Hey, call Drew. Call Drew, bro. Call Drew.
This could have went so bad.
Hey, what? Hey, call
Say
Drew.
again?
This could have went so bad.
Yeah, in broad daylight.
Call Drew. Hey.
I don't think this dude is a police.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got Tariq. The cops over here beating on him, man. They over here beating on Tariq,
Listen, big
man.
man. Don't park there, man. Just get in
Hey,
the
yo,
car.
hey, Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Right up the side, on the side of the
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car.
Nah, bro. You have to continue.
Hey, you're in the car.
Who's the driver? This is my car. All right, move.
You gotta move right now. Let me have your license. You're gonna have to get to.
I'm coming.
Let me have your license. You're gonna have to. Let me have your license.
I'm leaving.
I'm not playing. Let me have your license.
Yo, what's
Your
going
license
on?
right now.
What's going on,
Your license
man?
right now.
You're not gonna give me your license?
Hey, the car.
You're not gonna give me your license?
I'm leaving.
Let me have your license. Your license right now.
Sir,
Hey, your license right now. Or I'm gonna lock you up. Your license right now.
He just told me.
Your license right now.
Sir,
You're dealing with me now.
Sir.
Your license right now.
Dude, this
Okay.
hurts.
So you had not seen that footage.
No, I'm shocked.
Problem is, the officer never once explained why the window should be down.
Bro, I am almost like this might not be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these officers, they're not acting like officers. Like the guy has the tattoos on the hand, which is throwing me off. He's super aggressive. Then the other one comes, like it's almost like they could be like, you never notice like you see some stuff, you be like, this could be like some cartel behavior. Like it's almost like you see in a nice car and you almost want to take it, and they're trying to get them out of the vehicle to take off with the wheel because it's too many of them all together for one.
If you notice the beginning of the video, the traffic is very, very slow, which says to me that is like right near the stadium.
Right.
So it could have just been cops trying to keep the traffic flow moving.
Right, but they don't tell them why they stop him. They never say, "Hey, you were speeding." And this is the first attempt. Like they didn't even do the 3 points of contact. So that was a cop. So you don't supposed to touch the car on the back of the car, put your prints on the back of the car, and you move forward. They never do. They never.
And again, Mike, we're going to get into this in a second. 100%. I'm going to put this comment back up. But go ahead. Keep going with what you're saying.
So the couple things you didn't do, like even when I was in MA and I would do stuff, like there's rules of engagement.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do any rules of engagement. You don't approach the car from the side of the driver. So
Ever.
Never. That's a no. So even if you say, "Hey, pass me your license and registration," like that, you need to tell me why you're arresting me or why you're even asking me for my license. Hey, you know the reason I stopped you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there's certain things that as a black man, I need to hear.
Which is also a double-edged sword because if you say too much, you're also incriminating yourself. Let's call it like it is.
Well, I mean, just me as a black man, like if you come in, hey, what's the reason for your stop? Because there's some reason that you can't lawfully stop. You can't stop me for you can't stop me for a seatbelt. That's a
secondary offense. Yep.
Secondary offense. So you need to be able to tell me that what you're arresting or you're stopping me for is the first thing you're supposed to be stopping me for. It can't be a secondary offense, so we're not stopping.
Mm-hmm.
The second point in case is I'm allowed to be on the phone with someone as you do it. Just like you have a body camera on, I would like, especially someone of law. If he said, "Hey, I have my lawyer, my agent, someone like that on the line," like that should start to spin that. All right. The third point I'm gonna make is Tyreek isn't wrong for not rolling the window because once you have my information, you then do have to leave and vacate me to go run my information, which is also a red flag for me because you never left with my information to even put myself in. So you unlawfully stopped me. You have not run my information, and you want me to keep my window down for what reason? My window being up protects me and you.
Yep.
So I'm not really sure. I see Michael's comment. I see Mike's comment about why.
And Mike's comments, just for those of you kind of listening in, right? Flip side, Tyreek should know better as both a black man and a celebrity. You're more of a target than usual. Just leave the window down. And again, we can get into the idea of there's better ways to be the pullover-y in a traffic stop. However, it doesn't take away from your foundational constitutional rights. Yes, but traffic stops are the most dangerous for officers. Again, I get that too. But in this situation, the sheer number of officers, there wasn't a danger. They were not a danger. And the level to which they aggressively and forcibly removed him from the car, they aggressively cuffed him, they aggressively brought him down to the ground a second time. It was disturbing. I'm not gonna lie.
And what's crazy is You're so close to this stadium. The man is saying, "Hey, I'm injured. I just had surgery on my knee." You don't ever say why you're pulling him over, and I'm for sure you never ran his information.
I mean, and also like the car is some sort of giveaway. Like, come on now.
Man got money, but it also leads me to believe that this, like, you see how those cars were parked. If you go back to how those bikes were parked, they were parked in four.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they are crowd control or whatever for the event parking, they shouldn't all be together. They should be more spread out. It almost puts me in the belief that it was a setup.
So what I will also add on, so the social studies teacher, me, and I had this conversation in the AAT Birds chat because I saw the footage and it really bothered me. So what a lot of people don't want to have the conversation of is foundationally, police departments were started after the Civil War, and actually really kind of before the Civil War,
Exactly,
as
slavery.
as a way to catch fugitive slaves. So in reality, the entire police department history is based on racist tendencies. Now, I am in no way saying that all cops today are racist. There are amazing cops. There's amazing teachers. There's amazing lawyers. But there's also bad sides to every one of these professions. This was extremely poorly done. This is everything that is wrong with police departments. And, Mike, I love the comments that you're putting in here. I love the fact that you're saying, like, yeah, Tyreek should have known better too. But the officer, like, at some point, the officers and the way that they're trained, it cannot be aggression first. You have got to learn de-escalation strategies. And even though it's not even remotely the same, I think back to how I umpire baseball, right? Baseball umpires get a really bad rep because they're very aggressive. They're very authoritative. I am the law. Don't you dare talk back to me. One more word and I'm throwing you out of this game. Da, 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 da. I've done 177 baseball games. I have 0 ejections this year. Why? Because I know how to defuse a situation before it requires diffusing. And there needs to be more of that. I have very few problems in my classroom for the same reason. Why? Because I'm aware of when situations need diffusing. The awareness is the biggest issue. And this was very poorly done. And, one of the comments that was very interesting to me was this could have been so much worse. Situations like this, we have seen time and time again. He's lucky that he was a celebrity and he has a platform where he can share this.
Right. But listen to this. This is what I thought about. Reverse the time. Make this as he's leaving the stadium instead of him coming in the stadium.
He's all jacked up on the juice. He's adrenaline up.
You know what I'm saying? And let's say he's or not even just that. It's just nighttime.
Yeah.
It's not. What? Because that's probably 10 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. That's a 1 o'clock game.
I mean, it was broad daylight. These officers were willing to be that aggressive in broad daylight.
And this is the other part I'm gonna give you, because normally they say it's white guys. This was a group of Hispanic dudes.
Correct.
Either Cuban or Puerto Rican or something. There were some other than white dudes that did this. So it's not all white cops. It's not all black people. It's not. It's a systematic problem.
It is a systematic problem with the police force in general. When people mention, and I refuse to get political on this show, I will not do it.
No, don't do it.
But when people mention defunding the police, it is not police officers as a whole. It is police officers that refuse to learn appropriate de-escalation strategies and instead actually escalate the situations so that they look like this. Again, we only see this because Tyreek Hill is a world famous athlete. He is a celebrity. We're able to find all of the footage. They released it very, very quickly. We're able to see what Drew Rosenhaus said. We're able to hear what Tyreek Hill said. We were able to see what the Miami Dolphins statement was. We're able to follow this story. But this could have been a random person in the middle of Cincinnati, and it doesn't have the same outcome, and we never hear about it. So again, I want something good to come out of this. I'm not sitting here calling for the officers' jobs. I think that goes without saying in some of the cases.
I don't think any four of those fellas, any four of those officers should wear a badge. They shouldn't be put on death duty. They shouldn't be allowed to have any authority.
But because it was Tyreek Hill, most likely those officers will be fired.
And that's cool.
But again, what happens in all of the other situations where the same thing happens?
And this is the point I want to get at too, because I didn't think about this until just now. This happened on the way to a game where he plays for the city. He's not an opponent.
It's not an away game.
This is his home stadium. It wouldn't be beyond Tyreek Hill to request a trade if he didn't feel safe. And to be honest, there needs to be something done. Like, I need to know more about these officers, because something doesn't seem right about the stop and the way he was stopped, and something doesn't seem right about the amount of officers that were there in that particular area posted up like that. The officer with the hand tattoos who was super aggressive. Then the second guy
he was the one who brought him down twice.
Yes, and then the other guy who comes over to talk to the player, the teammates. Give me your ID. But what are you taking my ID for?
You're not dealing with him now. You're dealing with me.
So the initial guy who pulled him over, he's nowhere to be found.
It's
another thing Tyreek Hill didn't ask for was a supervisor.
Nope.
Tyreek Hill could have also just, hey, I will do whatever you say once your supervisor gets here.
What is crazy to me is there are, like, I'm on TikTok, right? There's guys on TikTok. There are African American males who literally teach African American males how to survive a traffic stop.
And that's why I'm with Michael. Like, it's the most dangerous for all, but it's also the most dangerous for the people who are in the traffic stop. A lot of the people aren't armed. Like, most people don't carry like open carry like that. So to say the officer was in danger is almost a part of that tactic where I acted instinctively to protect my life. Like, George Floyd didn't act like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, you weren't afraid for, like, even if he's 6'8", 230 pounds, you're not afraid for your life. The most you're gonna get is beat up. Like, this guy can lose his life. Like, if you get trigger happy, there's no reset button for that. There's no reset button for your trigger happiness, for your irrational sense of fear.
Yeah. And I will say, the only thing with what I have seen and what I know as of this point. So again, more information is obviously going to come out. I don't want to condemn anybody without the full story, but from what I've seen, it's really bad for the officer.
No, it's really bad for all four, because there wasn't
the officers. Yeah.
There wasn't, and that's what I'm at. Chip, where I'm at with it was, if you see something, say something.
Yep. The only thing that I will say makes me relieved is that no weapons were drawn during this event.
Well, you didn't need it. Tyreek Hill.
You didn't need to cuff him and throw him to the ground twice either, so let's call it like it is.
The officer that pulled him down was at least a foot bigger than him.
Yeah.
That bigger one with the tattoos on his hand, he was at least 6'5". So you don't need all it. Something about this traffic stop doesn't seem right, in the sense of it was too many officers right there, and they only pulled over the Maserati. You didn't pull over all those other cars that were going by. He couldn't have been going that fast because it's slow traffic right there.
Unless he was driving on the shoulder and going fast to get we don't know the front half of the story. He had to get pulled over for a reason.
He said played against him in fantasy.
Mike, you son of a bitch.
That's crazy.
You son of a bitch. That I don't necessarily disagree with it either.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just being completely honest. Though, how many people in South Florida don't know who Tyreek Hill is?
I don't know, but what I will say, and again, you kind of open this conversation up with, hey, you're an ally, 100%. I teach children that look like Tyreek Hill, so I have become very aware of the issue. The George Floyd thing. I mean, again, I knew there had been things beforehand, but the George Floyd was the first time that I really was like, oh, there is a humongous problem. So as we kind of start to wrap this show, I'm sure more is going to come out. Just know that, JD, I love you. I want you to stay safe. You're my guy. To everybody tuning in, I appreciate you all. Through amazing conversation, mature conversation. I appreciate you all for that. Peace, love, and harmony coming out of here. Love y'all. Catch you on the flippity flop. Be safe.